Not just us, but the whole defense was really excited for him. We know that he's been working really hard, got to hand a couple balls earlier this season at Northwestern. So for him to just really, and I think it's really big. Not that he was down on himself, but just to have that interception on the stat sheet just makes it all the more better for BIA and the goals we set out for ourselves.
How hard is it? Because you know that there's not a lack of confidence there because he's not getting turnovers. But how hard is it when you know how well you're playing, but you're still not getting your hands on the football like that?
I think it's hard just because you want to just have your hand on the football, just to like kind of reward yourself for all the work you're putting in. So I guess by him getting that interception, it was just like a validation of the work he's been putting in.
Hey Jeff, what's your thoughts on Sevyn Banks?
I think Sevyn Banks is the next great corner at Ohio State. He's really taken a tremendous leap from the spring to fall camp to even now, and I think he's taken a big strides. And Coach Hafley just really commended him for it.
Hey Jeffrey, Robert Landers yesterday said that there are times that when we on the outside watch a play that we might think it worked, but you guys watching film are looking at it and thinking it was not good. Is that the case? Are you seeing like the little things on film that you just are really unhappy with?
I wouldn't say that. I think some things that we want to be really intentful with what we do. So it's things that we are kind of particular about and the way we want to get it done. So I guess things that are kind of acceptable to other people, the standards that we have for our defense, it might not be acceptable for us. But I think those things don't really come around that often.
Do you guys consider this a rivalry game, especially given the last few years?
Yeah, I was just talking to one of our trainers. I kind of consider this one of the bigger rivalry games for us, just because the history with them beating us 3 years ago and then having 2 one-point wins the past 2 years. I think it's a big rivalry game for us.
You're as a draft-eligible junior. I don't want to talk about the next step or whatnot, but have you given any thought about, with it being the senior day, might we see you walk?
No, I think the senior day is more so about the seniors and the work they've put in over their time at Ohio State and just setting them off on a high note.
What's Chase been like this week?
Chase has been really pumped up. I know he hasn't played in a little bit, so he's really excited to go back out there and disrupt timing like he always does.
Penn State struggled on defense a little bit in the last couple games. What are you guys seeing on tape from them recently? How do they look to you?
As far as defensively?
Yes.
Yes. Well, for me, I haven't really studied their defense to see what they do to give you, I guess, an exact answer.
No, I mean, offensively.
Oh, offensively.
Yeah, sorry.
Offensively, I think that they have really good skill players. The quarterbacks able to get them the ball. They go a lot of 11 personnel, 12 personnel. So we just have to be really detailed in what we do and make plays when it comes to us.
Jeff, I know Rico didn't play last game, but he's been playing with that cast all season. What does that say about him and what kind of messages to send to the team that he's willing to go through the pain?
I think it just speaks to the kind of person he is, that he puts himself, the team before himself every time. He came back his senior year to prove that to Buckeye Nation that he wants to kind of change the perception of him, and I think that the things that he's done as far as becoming a leader, maturing, I think that he's done a really good job of kind of changing that perception.
Coach Alfie said this is the best group of receivers you guys have faced this season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think they're a talented group as far as the big plays they're able to create. KJ Hamler, I know he's like lightning in a bottle, so we just really have to be detailed in our technique and guarding him. And I think that with the players we have out there, we're really confident that we'll be able to have a good showing.
With Sevyn and Cam and even Tyreek, how much responsibility do you feel to have them ready to go when you're no longer here?
I think that with Coach Hafley and the work that he puts in us, I think that I'm just being a leader for them and just showing them like things that I do with my routine. But I think that I trust Coach Hafley and his plan that he has, because you guys see his plans working just for the defense, secondary. So I just put my trust in him, really.
Did you ever have any doubts that Coach Hafley's plan would work? Even going through it, were there times where it didn't feel right to you, or?
I think the only day that I was kind of like looking at him was just the first day I saw him, because he's kind of a little guy, big head. So I didn't know what he knew about playing corner, especially press man. But then after going through spring and just seeing the growth that we've all taken as players, it was just easy to buy into what he was selling.
That's funny. Saban's a little guy too,
Yeah, he's
Williams of North Carolina basketball coach is a little guy too.
He's a little guy with great track records, though.
Yeah.
They have great track records.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know what Jeff Hafley was all about. first impression.
Hey Jeff, when you look at Clifford, their quarterback on video, you don't look at it sequentially, but what kind of threat is he now running the ball? I mean, how much is he in y'all's mind? I mean, I don't think he's on McSorley's level necessarily, but the way he's run the ball the last couple of games, what does that change about how you have to watch him?
No, I won't lie to you. I really haven't seen his running ability on tape just because I'm watching so much of the passing stuff. So I haven't really seen how much of a dynamic playmaker is as far as running the ball. But they were telling me that I'll just buy a word that he's a great runner, I guess.
Why are these games? Why have they been so good the last several years? I mean, so tight, etc.
Yeah, honestly, they came out and they punched us in the mouth. So for us, it's about starting out fast and not getting behind and putting ourselves in that position to where we're now playing from behind. We want to kind of maintain what we've done and play great first halves and then finish it off strong in the second half.
How much do you feel you guys as corners have really been tested this year?
I think we have been tested as far as with our pass defense, being ranked #1 in the country. I think it just shows how good our D-line has been, but also how it's tied into our secondary and the increased play from everyone in the secondary, Jordan, Sean, Arnett, and myself. So I think that we've been tested, but people haven't been as successful throwing the ball on us.
What will it mean to have Chase Young out there coming off the edge?
It don't mean a lot. It don't mean a lot because the ball comes out faster. You don't really see a lot of deeper developing route concepts. So you kind of play routes a little bit differently.
Hey, Jeffrey, you ended your last interview session telling us that you're more than an athlete. You wanted to sort of subscribe to that LeBron theory of being bigger than just. What's your platform? What are the things that you're passionate about?
I'm really passionate about cancer, people that have cancer. I kind of want to get into kids who are dealing with parents that have cancer and just providing for them if I'm ever able to kind of have that financial ability. So that's always been something for me is helping out people that are affected by maybe siblings or parents with cancer.
Thank you, Jeff.